Good day, everyone, and welcome to this panel discussion. I would like to first introduce myself. I'm Darshana. I'm the senior reporter at B2B Cambodia, and I will be the moderator today. We have three distinguished speakers on our panel with us here who will be sharing their expertise on various topics related to the Asia-Pacific market, as well as Cambodia's financial landscape. So now it is my pleasure to first introduce Mr. Christopher Wong, the Chief Investment Officer at Banjaran Asset Management, Singapore. He holds a degree in accountancy and finance from Heriot-Watt University in Edinburgh, UK. He is a member of the Association of Chartered Certified Accountants in the UK and has been a chartered financial analyst since 2006. With over 25 years of experience in the financial industry, Mr. Wong has a wealth of experience, particularly in asset management. He previously served as an investment director at Aberdeen Asset Management, where he focused on Asian and emerging markets. Additionally, he has held significant roles as a commissioner of Aberdeen Indonesia and as a board member of Aberdeen Islamic in Malaysia. Mr. Wong's extensive experience spans research, investments, portfolio management, and mergers and acquisition activities. Next, I am honored to introduce Dr. Prom Visot, the president and CEO of Acleda Securities PLC. He has been with Acleda since June 1998. Throughout his career at Acleda, he has held various key positions, including as an accountant, the head of the credit control unit, branch manager, legal team leader, and company secretary. He has also served as senior vice president and head of the legal division, ultimately rising to the role of executive vice president and group chief legal officer. He's nominated as the board of directors of Acleda Securities PLC since 2010 and as the president and CEO of Acleda Securities PLC since November 2017. Dr. Prom holds a doctorate of business administration from Asia Euro University in Phnom Penh, which he obtained in 2021. He has also completed the company's director's course from the Australian Institute of Company Directors and the company secretary's course from the International Finance Corporation in 2017. Additionally, he earned a Master of Business Administration with a focus on finance from Charles Sturt University in Australia in 2006. We are also pleased to have today with us Mr. Kun Kim Liang, the Director of the Securities Intermediary Supervision Department at the SCRC. He is a member of the Research and Analysis of Economic Policies within the General Secretariat of the Supreme National Economic Council. In addition to these impressive roles, Mr. Kim Liang is an active member of the Non-Banking Sector Technical Working Group focused on fintech policy development, as well as the Working Group for monitoring the development of supervisory IT systems for derivatives trading business. He holds a master's degree in accounting from Swinburne University of Technology, and I'm very pleased today to welcome all of our esteemed speakers. I believe that your expertise on the panel will undoubtedly enrich our discussions and provide very valuable insights to all our viewers. All right, so before we dive in, I'd like to highlight that the Asia-Pacific region is often seen as a beacon of growth in the global economy, full of potential and innovation. And today, first, we will have Mr. Christopher Wong here to share his insights on the opportunities and challenges that are facing the Asia-Pacific market here today in 2025. So Mr. Wong's extensive experience in analyzing market trends, and he also has a keen eye for emerging opportunities. So I'd like to ask you to please, could you enlighten us on what you foresee for the Asia-Pacific market in the upcoming year?
Well, there are plenty of opportunities, and we are seeing quite a lot of complexities in the global environment, given geopolitical developments. And you have also seen Asia navigating these opportunities in a very practical and pragmatic way. So if you look at the bigger picture, Asia Pacific represents 60% of the population of the world. And it's growing close to 5%, surpassing the global growth of about 3.2%. So from that perspective, we are seeing a bigger market that is growing faster. And more importantly, the third dimension of it, Asian markets are cheaper than a lot of other markets around the world. Mm-hmm. So we are seeing rotation from certain more expensive markets, particularly in the US, to Asian markets, where you are seeing a rejuvenation in terms of not just government policies, but also company behavior, where they are trying to diversify their operations across the region. So from that perspective, if you were to look at stock market performances, Asian market has been a laggard versus what's happening in the US. And you are seeing a rotation from US markets to more Asian markets because there is a big discrepancy in terms of valuations.
Right.
So we are seeing 2025 a great opportunity for what we call a convergence in terms of market performances over a longer term. And we expect this to continue for the rest of the year and maybe even going into next year as well.
Right. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Wong. I think we will definitely get more into that subject
Sure.
later on with some more questions. But first, I would like to then turn to Dr. Pram Visot from Akleda Securities. Dr. Pram, you've been closely monitoring the developments in the Cambodia stock market, and your expertise in this area is invaluable, so we're very eager to hear your thoughts on the growth and future prospects of the securities market overall. Could you share with us your evaluation of the current state of the market in addition to the key drivers that you believe are shaping its future?
So thank you, very important question. So let me provide you a little bit on the brief Cambodia security market. Yeah, currently we have the 24 listed company. So of which 11 company they issue the equity share or stock, and 13 company they issue the corporate bond. Yeah, we call the equity. Yeah. So the 24 listed company they mobilize fund around $500 million. So we also have active investor around 60,000 investor active in Cambodia, and the trading volume, so it's a little bit low compared to the other market in the region. So before or during COVID, the average daily average trading, so around between 300,000 to $1 billion. But this year, so a little bit decrease. So maybe between around 100,000 to 200,000 US dollar daily. Yeah. So, however, I can see that the Cambodia security market trend is gradually improve and develop because we have like a key drive, some key driver. Yeah. First is the market infrastructure we have already, so including the trading system. Yeah, we have like the developed from the traditional trading counter to digital trading. Like we already developed a trading app, so all investors they can like access to our trading app. Yeah, and the other is regulatory infrastructure. So the regulator very supportive to the market, and they formulate, they create the regulation rule and procedure. Help the market a lot. Yeah, help the market a lot. They develop the regulation and the rule for supporting the growth of the market. Yeah, and also all stakeholders we like to have own program or joint program for do the public awareness program to the public and the potential investor and the company. Yeah, I think these help a lot to our current market. So a lot of individual investor and also potential company, they know about the rule of the security market or benefit of the security market. They intend to like join our market, but they still prepare by themselves. Yeah. Is they are ready or not? Yeah. So they are interested, but it's still like on the way to our market. Yeah. The other driver is important is the supporting from the government. The government they like provide the tax incentive to the potential company that intend or listed on the stock market. So they provide like 50% of tax incentive. Yeah, if the potential company listed on the stock market. These tax incentives also benefit to the individual investor as well. If they trade, they invest on stock or corporate bond, this tax incentive also benefit to the individual investor. Yeah, I think the driver, I can see that the future of the security market will become better. Yeah, and will be developed even be not faster or like the bigger like the market in the region, but we hope that we can move forward and we can progressing. Yeah, we can progressing in the future. Yeah, thank you.
Well, I guess there's plenty to sort of be optimistic of the Cambodian stock market, and very, very delighted to also work with Asilida, who is a leading securities house in the country, and we see these developments. Number one is Cambodia has a perfect pyramid structure for population. It means to say that there is a very young population. That means to say the future is bright. And if you actually look around Cambodia, there's a lot of strong entrepreneurs wanting to make a difference in this market. And given that where they are in terms of the stage of development and where the population is, there's a lot of opportunities. As Dr. Prom has actually indicated, there is a strong pipeline of companies coming to the market. And this is very important to support, I guess, capital markets and access to capital for growth. And everyone is playing that part. And we believe that us as an asset management company, Asilida as a securities company, and the regulator who has been very, very supportive in terms of pushing through development of not just the economy, but capital markets will go hand in hand in having this structural growth trend for growth. So this is what we are excited about, where we believe that we are in the right timing to just work with different parties that will drive the economy. Entrepreneurs that wants to build their businesses, and when they want to build their businesses, they need capital. There's obviously one way to get capital is through the banking system, but the other way to diversify their funding sources is also to access capital markets. Right. And as we have also been talking to a lot of people in the market, we are trying to empower Cambodians in general to be shareholders of companies. We always say that you have to get your money to work for you. And investing in the stock market allows you to do so. So we are providing another investment option for the people. Right. It's not just property or fixed deposit, but also supporting businesses. And if they grow, the shareholders of these companies will grow.
Right, yeah, I think that's very true. There's a lot of opportunity in the market, and it really now needs to be on that stage of informing the public and sort of raising that awareness, letting them know this is like a valuable channel for them to raise their own funds in the future as well. Thank you so much. So next, I would like to turn to Mr. Kun Kim Liang, who is actually representing the regulator, the SCRC, Securities and Exchange Regulator of Cambodia. I would like to get your insights on Cambodia's current market policies, progress, and potential. I think that you can give us a lot of insights in that matter. So can you share a little bit on where you see the next policies and progress and potential for Cambodia's current market?
I think in recent years we undertake the many change in the policy in terms of the attracting the foreign investment and how we try to make the trade opportunity improving and the modernizing our economy and creating a very friendly business environment. So as for the key reforms including the update to the investment law, the participation in the major trade agreement like the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership and the tax system improvement, and a very strong push toward the developing the digital economy and the security market. I think for this change, we have a very impact to the market, especially in the security sector, and also have the very great potential for the foreign investor, direct investment from overseas, and especially encourage our economic growth very in a positive way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just add what Mr. Kim Yang is saying. I think whatever he said is very important. I think we're truly encouraged with the position that the regulator has taken. Okay, from a perspective of an investor, the important thing is stability of government, and we have seen stability in Cambodia because there has been a very smooth transition from one leader to another leader. That's important, and investors hate uncertainty. Okay, so when there is a smooth transition, that gives confidence. The other bit that is important is investor-friendly government policies. And as Mr. Kim Yang said, from a SCRC perspective, they have a very well-articulated policy program to raise awareness, to encourage greater participation for different players in the financial institution market. And that is, again, very important because you may want to do it if the environment is not right, then you can't grow. But everybody has to play hand in hand to make it successful. So that's the reason why we are here, because we feel that, number one, the environment is conducive where there is motivation by as a leader, there's motivation by the regulator, and us as well. You have a pipeline, you can't give access to the investors on the ground, then it doesn't serve the purpose. And that is why we are working together. And then the regulator gives the framework to facilitate the environment. So all in all, I think we are very encouraged. Our first fund gives access to another option. It's not just a Cambodian investment environment, but giving Cambodians an opportunity to invest outside Cambodia, to see what is out there. And they can decide what investment options they want to be in. And we're just giving them options, that's it.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's very true. Everyone working together to build this very conducive ecosystem is key for the growth of the market, definitely. So I would also like to take a little step back now to a little bit of a broader view, Mr. Wong, for your insights on what you see as the key drivers of domestic demand growth in the Asia-Pacific markets currently in 2025. How do you expect that they will impact other regional economies?
Well, in the overall scheme of things, Cambodia is a relatively small contributor to what's happening around the world, which is not a bad thing. Because you're insulated from all the uncertainties that are happening on the geopolitical front. Okay, we have the US-China trade tension still ongoing, and you're seeing tariffs being levied on each other around the world, Cambodia can play a very important role because it can leverage on its own domestic economy that they have a very, how should I say, demographic pyramid, okay? And if you get diversification in terms of interest of the big giants around the world coming into small markets and investing in small markets, and you have the right ecosystem and right infrastructure, right population demographics, that would actually help the economy grow even more. Mm-hmm. Okay, so the big giants can compete and say, okay, I want to be in this market, and this market is prime for probably a structural growth longer term, and they want to put long-term capital here, and that's where the benefit is for the domestic economy. Mm-hmm. And when the domestic economy grows, companies grow, and companies want to be listed, they go to the capital markets, mm-hmm. and that's the whole series of events that snowballs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Right. And returning to the Cambodia securities market and the exchange specifically, Dr. Promvsat, how does the stock market contribute to Cambodia's overall economic development?
Yeah, actually the stock market play a significant role in the Cambodia overall economic development, because stock market, it can have private and public enterprise to mobilize fund by issuing stock and bond on the market for expanding their business operation, and also invest in their new business project. So this benefit a lot to the economy through the job creation and the tax generation. Secondly, stock market can attract foreign investment. So as you know that functioning stock market, they can like enhance investor confidence and attracts international investor. So this they can bring in foreign capital for supporting economic growth and infrastructure development. Yeah. Thirdly, stock market also can improve the corporate governance. So the public listed company, they respect, or they must to respect to the strictly regulation and transparency requirement. So this can promote the better corporate governance, for overall business environment in Cambodia. So CSH also can develop the financial sector. So because the stock market encourage the growth or related industry like banking, insurance, and investment. Yeah, so it can make more sophisticated finance sector, and then can have access to the credit and financial service. CSH also can diversify economic by offering the alternative investment opportunity beyond the traditional sector like real estate and agriculture. So they can make our stock market contribute more to a balanced and resilient economy. Lastly, I can say that the stock market can encourage the public participation, because through the investment in stock and corporate bond on the secondary market, individual Cambodia can participate in the country economic progress, promote the wealth distribution and the financial literacy. Financial literacy.
Right, thank you, Dr. Pram. I'd also now like to turn back to a little bit of conversation on policy. Mr. Kim Liang, can you share what recent policy changes have been implemented by the government to encourage economic growth in Cambodia, and how would you say that they have impacted the market so far?
For the policy, we have implemented like the trading, because under our new mandate is we try to attract foreign investment, and we improving the trade opportunity and also modernize the economy and creating a more business-friendly environment. So for the key in reform, including we make change to the investment law, where the investment law allow for more direct, streamlined process for the foreign investor to make investment in Cambodia. We try to make our tax system reform so we can collect more tax and invest in our economy structure. And also we have a strong push toward developing the digital economy. So we try to transform our economy into the digital economy in society by adopting the framework for that. And also we have the policy on the fintech policy. So fintech become a very important policy change for our society, digital, and as well as for the security sector as well. So we try to focus more on fintech. We have the digital, what we call the sandbox. We try to innovate the new innovation for our stock market, for security market. And by doing that, we update our action plan to reflect our policy changes. So we now have the policy where we establish the association. Right now we have 3 associations that we accredited. One is the Security Firm Association. Secondly is the Derivative Broker Association, and the third one is the Security Investor Association. This association will have the voice from the industry, where we can learn from the industry, the challenges, the problem, how the practical regulation in practice. So we try to make change through those policy, and I think that will have some impact into our market as well. So it's likely to have more transparent regulation where everyone can see and relies on those regulation for transparency and make our market confidence.
There's 2 points I wanted to latch on from the 2 gentlemen's comments just now. Number one, Dr. Pram was talking about, governance. Yeah. Governance from a investor's perspective is extremely important, especially when you see a lot of developing markets having seen retail investors being manipulated. And with governance comes transparency, and when you list a company, you have to disclose your financial information, annual reports, results, who the board of directors are, etc., etc. And this gives confidence to the man on the street, the little man, that relies on, I guess, bigger institutions to protect them. And with companies listed on the exchange, it gives greater transparency, and that allows the standard of capital markets to go up. And when you have more and more companies, that's greater. And if you look at where the stock market has gone, when the stock market in Cambodia started, it was a lot of government-owned companies getting listed, whether it's the water company, the port company, or Asilida probably not really government, but that has actually moved on to then there's property. Now there are things like the telecom company, cell card. There's also the education business that has come to the market.
Right.
So that is giving diversification in terms of what investors on the ground can select and pick, in terms of what they want, what they believe that they can actually benefit from an investor perspective. The other point that I want to make is Mr. Kim Liang was saying about fintech, because I know firsthand that SERC has gone to Fintech Festival in Singapore, okay? And that shows that the regulators are also very progressive in terms of what is happening around the world, okay? We are seeing that there is big structural change in how financial markets is being undertaken. And that is key when you have fintech, because it again improves the awareness of not just investors, but people in general, how they do banking. If you talk to my kids right now, they would not want to walk into a bank branch, okay? They will say, if everything can be done on the app, that's fantastic, okay? They do not want to spend, like my dad would like to spend 2 hours in a branch. My kids will have no patience for even 5 minutes. And that is important. So everything has to work hand in hand. What I'm saying is we are seeing a very important inflection point in this market where all the players are embracing changes in the global trends.
Right.
And that's what we want to be,
Right.
to be participating in.
Right. It's definitely about this collective vision, right? All
Yeah.
towards the same goal. And I think from what everyone has mentioned so far, it's a clear sign of a sophistication in the market as well that's growing in terms of like policy and also like the expansion of CSX. I think this year something like 6 new listings are planned for the year. So it's very impressive to see. And I mean, bond listings as well. AC Lida just recently did their first corporate bond listing. So it's very impressive to see the market grow. But at the same time, Cambodia is still definitely an emerging market. So, Mr. Wong, I'd like to know your thoughts on what are the biggest risks that small and emerging markets in the Asia Pacific, like Cambodia, currently face, and how can governments and private sector businesses work together to address them?
Well, there's risks in every market,
Right, of course.
right? I mean, whether it's frontier, emerging, developed, there are different kind of risks. The beauty about this market is you are coming from a relatively low base, and that is plenty of mileage in terms of growth. Of course, the normal concerns includes stability of politics, what's happening in the global economic environment, how geopolitics will impact that. And that has impact in terms of not just the economy, but also currencies. And given that it is a relatively small economy, you are held hostage in terms of what's happening around the world. So these are factors that are beyond many people's control. And I guess investors have to be, in your words, have to grow in terms of the sophistication, in terms of understanding what they're getting into. And what we are trying to do here is to give options, but also give safeguards. Okay? And we can't work alone, hand in hand. We need partners in the industry. And we have been very encouraged because when we set up the fund here, we have had overwhelming support from partners like Slida, and also the regulator. The regulator has been, it's been top class. They've been supportive and responsive in terms of the things that we find difficulty in dealing with, and they have been very pragmatic about it. And that's what we want. We do not want to have a problem and say, so sorry, you find your own solution for it. But they have been working with us in terms of finding a way forward. I mean, there are legacy issues such as the old prakas, which needs time to recalibrate. But the important thing is there's motivation for all parties to want to make it work, and that's good enough.
Right.
Yeah.
Of course, that's something I think we've heard a lot about Cambodia's government. It's very business friendly, very investment friendly, very willing to work with the private sector. So it's a really good thing to hear.
Yeah.
I'd like to turn back again to the Cambodia Securities Exchange. Last year, there was a 26% increase actually in the number of trading accounts that are registered. However, the CSX index still declined by about 12.68%. So, Dr. Pramvisat, could you tell us what were the factors that contributed to this decline?
Okay, thank you again for your question. So I think there are many factors contribute to the decline. So the first factor is from the global economic challenge. Yeah, as you know that the COVID-19 come.
Right, of course.
Yeah, the Ukraine and Russia war, yeah, also come, and the interest rate are rising, and also the geopolitical conflict between superpower, yeah, and also the trading war also come. So these negatively impact, yeah, to the investor confidence, yeah, and also the stock market stability. Second factor is the domestic economic condition. As you made that in Cambodia, the slowdown of the real estate sector and tourism, and also the reduced domestic consumption, so lead to the decrease in corporate earning. So which is affecting to the we call it as stock valuation. Yeah. The third factor is from the low public awareness, yeah, and financial literacy. So that is because of the lack of the knowledge of the financial investment opportunity, yeah, that lead to the limit market participation, and traditional investment preference such as the real estate and gold, it dominate over the security investment. Yeah. The fourth factor, I can say that it's from the liquidity constraint. So since the Cambodia stock market is still young, so currently there are small number of listed companies and low daily trading volume. Yeah. So this can reduce the confidence, yeah, investor confidence, and also it make difficult for the corporate investor to trade or to execute large amount of the trading. So in addition, so in our current stock market, there are small number of the institutional investor. Yeah. And we also didn't have the market maker mechanism, yeah, and also we don't have this. Yeah, this we can say that it limited our liquidity and cash flow in the market, that resulting reduce trading activity and lower stock price. The fifth factor, I can say that it's from the low market volatility. Yeah, because in our stock market there is a minimal price, but minimal price fluctuation that made the market less attractive to investor that seeking short-term return, yeah, short-term gain, yeah. And the last factor, I can say, lack of diverse investment product. So because currently our stock market, we have only two products, primarily stock and corporate bond. So it limits the availability of the other financial or investment instrument. So such as the margin trading, we don't have it. Depository receipt, we don't have it yet. And also the unit fund, we cannot trade on our current stock market. This could not attract different type of investor. So it's the factor that contribute to the decline.
Right. Yeah, a number of different factors. I think definitely some of the things that Mr. Wong mentioned as well, like external factors that we just can't control. Things going on in the world economically, as well as Cambodia just being a very young market. And definitely when it comes to that sort of investor awareness, that's something we really need to work on.
Yeah, I mean that's an important point. That in terms of, I think Dr. Prom has brought up another very important point: financial literacy. And we have Cambodia has a very young population, very eager to learn, very eager to, I guess, develop their skills. And I can safely say that our local entity in Cambodia would like to work with partners to develop a financial literacy program, especially with the regulator. You roll out programs and you have incentive for youngsters to enroll into financial literacy. And when they understand financial markets, products even more, then they are more keen to participate in markets. And I'm pretty sure that my colleagues in Cambodia would be very keen to work with various parties to develop programs and to encourage not just participants in the financial sector, but also people in general to come and learn what is financial markets all about.
Right. Of course, I think that's definitely a big goal for us at B2B as well. That's what we want. We want to make sure that general public, young students, young investors particularly, so that the future of Cambodia will be well informed, especially about the capital markets, which have immense potential. Right. So again, I would like to turn to you, Mr. Kim Leung, to hear from your side again as a representative of the regulator. I think we've heard a little bit now from private sector representatives on how they believe the government has been helping them to kind of enter the market and with investments and starting their businesses. But from your perspective, how effective do you think the government has been in creating a regulatory environment that has supported both local as well as foreign investments?
Yeah, for that, I think for SERC, we try to make our regulation is very friendly to both the local and the foreign investor. So in our procedure in developing or adopting the regulation, we try to make it align with the international standard, like the IOSCO, because the IOSCO is an organization for the security regulator. So we have to comply with their principle to be able to become their member. Right now, we try to become their member. We try to make our regulation comply with their principle. So by complying with the IOSCO and also from the regional country like Singapore, Malaysia, we try to learn from those counterpart regulator. So I think for that, that's why we say that our regulation is a very aligned with regional and international standards. And before we adopt any regulation, we will hold what we call the public consultation with both the local and our related parties, like the one that from the security or related to the market. So we try to learn from them where the issue. So make sure our regulation can can be friendly with those entities.
Right.
And also we learn from our industry, like I mentioned earlier, where we have the association. We hear from their voice about regulation. The new one, we try to seek comment from them to make sure those are very practical in terms of what we are going to do. So that's why I would like to share a bit about how the number of the regulation that we have adopted. So far, we have adopted around 150 regulations, including the laws, sub-decrees, and practice and guidelines. And we are bit more on the way to be adopted. And this rule regulation create a clear and very predictable environment for the investor, making it very easy for them to read and comply and operate in Cambodia. So right now we have 24 listed companies that raise around $500 million from the market. And by the end of this month, we will also have a green bond listed, which is expected to raise about 50 million. And this shows that the growing strength and potential of Cambodia in security market. And we have four what we call a market here. One is the stock market and bond market, and we have derivative.
Right.
And also we have the collective investment scheme market, and provide more opportunity for the investor. And right now we are focused more on the digital asset perspective. Right. So we try to adopting the regulation on that. We have sandbox, and I think for the next few months we will have adopt the regulation relating to the digital asset as well. Right. And so far we have granted more than 127 companies license to them, approval and accreditation, and including 2 companies which in the digital security sandbox for the testing. Right. And we also have approved more than 60,000 investor ID. So the number is very growing daily. Yeah. So that's why I think for that, SELC have created a very supportive environment for both the local and the foreign investor for them to operate.
Right, yeah, definitely a very fast growing market and quickly diversifying as well, as you mentioned, the different types of markets that currently exist. And I think what you mentioned earlier too about like being part of this ASEAN network, that's I think a huge benefit for Cambodia as well, because it's easier to kind of connect with peers in Singapore. And I think just recently there was also the Cambodia ASEAN Business Summit, where I believe the ASEAN-backed chairman mentioned that they're currently planning to also do this ASEAN IPO prospectus, which I think would be incredible, because that would then offer like neighboring markets to be able to invest in like the Cambodian market and vice versa. So a lot of potential comes from that sort of regional connection as well. So that's really amazing to hear. So now I think I will have just one final question for all of our speakers, and I'd like to start again with Mr. Wong. What would you say are the most promising investment opportunities in the Asia Pacific markets in 2025? So looking at Cambodia, Singapore, and et cetera, and how can investors capitalize on them?
Well, obviously the easiest way is to buy our fund, but I mean it is a traditional fund. We try not to make it too complex. It is just buying shares in other markets and the shareholders to participate in growth. And we believe this year could be a very important year for Asian markets because it has been a laggard for many years now. That's the biggest opportunity. And our tagline for the fund is bigger, faster, cheaper. It is a much bigger market. 60% of population is in Asia. Faster because it's growing much faster than the rest of the world. It's close to 5% growth in Asia versus just 3% globally. And valuations are cheaper. So you have all the ingredients. But if you actually look further, there are many developments that would necessitate a bit more progressiveness in the market. I think the regulator have done a fantastic job in just embracing change.
Right.
Like whether it's fintech, I mean, there are so many things that are coming, blockchain, ESG, green financing, which I think kudos to the players in there in this market to be able to issue a green bond. These are all very progressive stuff because we are living in a very chaotic world, right? And with change, with complexity comes opportunities, right? So there is the short-term bit, which is just plain vanilla stuff, just not getting into the traditional asset classes like property or just fixed deposit, but going into something higher in the risk curve, but not too risky, which is equities, higher returns, higher risk, slightly higher return. And then you map out your infrastructure to participate in global developments, whether it's fintech, virtual banks, or even blockchain, digital currency, as Mr. Kim Young has mentioned. These are all very new to global investors too. Let's talk about just a Bitcoin spot ETF. It was only started last year. So, even if you say that it's the most advanced, it only started last year. So it's not to say it's a big catch up that markets like this got to do, and you're seeing, even the US, the biggest economic powerhouse in the world, just starting to set up a strategic Bitcoin reserve. So these are actually encouraging participation in just new asset classes. And with new asset classes, it comes with opportunities. I mean, it really depends on the risk appetite of investors. But the baseline is you just go in relatively slow, lower risk, and as you get more confidence, you move up the risk curve.
Right. Yeah, definitely. Financial markets ever evolving, always new types of assets. And at least, it's been very heartening to see Cambodia doing its best to kind of keep on trend. So Dr. Pram, one final word on the Cambodia securities market. How can the CSX and securities firms like your own and others work together to address bottlenecks that currently hinder market growth?
Okay. Yeah, thank you again for your question. So I think it's not only CSH and the security firm. So I think all stakeholders did work together to address the bottleneck and to improve our stock market. Yeah. The first thing we should do is to enhance public awareness. Yeah. So this is very important. So all stakeholders should join conducting the educational campaign, among the potential investor and company to provide them more understanding on the benefit of the stock market. Yeah. Or if possible, we can discuss with all the stakeholders like Ministry of Education and related ministry to include the financial literature related to the Cambodia capital market in the national education program. I can propose from the high school up. Yeah. Secondly, we should work together to attract more company to list it on our stock exchange. We can do this So we should like provide them support on the listing advisory, yeah, with the free of charge, and also like provide affordable tax incentive, yeah, to like a potential company that already meet our listing requirement, so that we can have like the diversity, yeah, diversity investment or product, yeah, in the secondary market, yeah. Thirdly, we should improve our market liquidity. You know that in our current market, we have a small number of listed company, and product also limited. So we need to improve our market liquidity. Yeah. So this we can like introduce some measure to boost our trading activity. Yeah, such as the reduce transaction cost. Yeah, create the market maker mechanism, and also like the encourage institutional investor to participate in the stock market. Yeah, in the secondary market. Yeah. Fourth, we should training further on the corporate governance. Yeah, because it is very important, as Chris also clarify on my last previous point. So we like assist them to enhance further on the transparency and compliance to build more investor confidence on the market. Yeah. Fifth, I can say that we should develop new product, because as I talked earlier, so we have only like the stock and corporate bond on the market, so we should introduce more product like the margin trading, depository receipt, and other product like unit fund, if possible, to list on the stock market, so that we can satisfy the investor preference. Yeah. Lastly, I think we should like leverage our technology for more market accessibility by improving our current trading app, to make the investment more accessible to the public, especially the foreign investor can log in and can trade through this app. Yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Dr. Pram, for those insights. I think definitely continuing to work together, continuing to supporting each other is definitely key for letting the market grow. So, Mr. Kim Liang, I think one thing that we've talked a lot about today is a lot of new innovation here in Cambodia. We're always striving to stay on trend, but at the same time, that can also maybe mean that there are certain opportunists who might want to take advantage of that, especially as we've acknowledged the literacy aspect might still be low. So how do you think the regulator can ensure that there is a balance in protecting investors against things like scams, for example, while still maintaining that the market encourages further innovation and investment?
Yeah, thanks for the question. I think for the balancing between the investor protection and the market innovation, it is a very tough job for the regulator. We have to make sure that our regulation is not stuck for the innovation, but scam hurt the investor and damage the trust. So we need to make sure we tackle the scam. I think for the scam in the security sector can take many forms. What we have seen, the common one is the Ponzi scheme, where they have the scammer promise the high return and use the money for the new investor, but they pay get the the money from the new investor, pay back to the old one. There's no actually what we call the scheme or the real business to invest. And another one, we have the pyramid scheme, where they like to ask for the recruitment of the new client, new investor into their scheme, but without have any real business or something like that. And another common type is a fake investment and fake IPO. They actually no company, but they try to promote themselves. Oh, I'm going to IPO and listed on the share on the stock exchange, but they actually know such a company existed. So such a scam is very common in security. So, but fighting the scam in the security sector comes with very many challenges, because the complexity of the scam, how they structure the scheme, like they use the very advanced tactics, they use very advanced technology like the AI, deepfake and something like that, that try to make something very legitimate, legal. So it's very hard to make the regulator to detect the scam. And another challenge is that most likely the scam is a very global nature, because they mine cross border. They what we call some scam conduct in one country, in country A, but they will use those in other country to scam other country. So it's very hard for the regulator to enforce the rule in other country. So very challenge for the regulator on that. And because of the technology, they use very advanced one. So more likely they have more advanced IT than the regulator to detect it. And the other one is a very limited resource for the regulator. So we have a very limited number of staff to surveillance the whole market. The scam is very hard. I think for that, for SERC, we have tried to make the effort in fighting scam over the past years. So firstly, we try to collaborate with the relevant authorities, such as the General Commission of National Police and Telecommunication Regulator of Cambodia. And we try to make the joint statement with the TRC that learn to the public that do not invest in the company that do not have the real identity. They make the advertisement like something like that, but without any legitimate identity. And the other one, we try to block the website, the Facebook, the social media that advertise the what we call the related to the security business, but without license or approval from SERC. So when we detect those websites or social media, we try to make them block by sending our request to the TRC and block those websites. Yeah. And besides that, SERC has launched our Facebook page. We try to share what we call the knowledge and update about new, also the SERC Alert to provide a tip and reminder to help investor and public stay alert against scam. So whenever we see something that very suspicious, we will post out in our SERC Alert to inform the public about those activities. And besides that, we also conduct our seminar to educate the public about the security and risk awareness about scams. And this event provides very valuable knowledge and tools to help the investor and the public to make informed decision and avoid the fraud scheme. And I think that the scam part, and about the innovation part, I think as I mentioned a bit earlier about the fintech already. So for that, we adopt the sandbox, security sandbox, to allow for the testing of new innovation, IT or product or service that relating to the financial or security sector. Right. So we allow the company or the startup, they have that kind of technology or service, they can put into the sandbox and test. And in that period, because the sandbox serves two purposes. It's allow the company to test, and if it is successful, and it can go into the real market later with fully comply with our regulation. Right. So that part is relating to how we try to innovate our security market sector. But I want to mention a bit about the sandbox here, because sandbox, in the sandbox, we also ask the company to align with the international practice, like the AML or CFT. So make sure they are very, very transparent in financial transactions. So this will help create a very trustworthy and global connected market. So in short, I think for the scam in the security sector hurt investors, and it breaks the trust and slow the growth. And they come in many forms, like fake investment or Ponzi scheme, and often hard to spot because the scammer use very advanced technology and trick. And for the regulator side, we face challenges like very limited resource, and the scam is a very globalized and very fast changing and fraud tactics. But by using a very good tool, we try to educate investor and enforce a strong rule. And by collaborate with the other country, I think we can fight the scam very effectively. And the goal here is to protect investor while keeping market open for innovation. Right. And by staying alert and proactive, regulator can build a safer, fairer, and more trustworthy financial system. Yeah.
Right. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you for sharing a little bit more on the sandbox mechanism, because I think it's a very novel concept as well, which many people won't be aware of. And it's amazing to hear like Cambodia has something like that, which allows people to test before it actually like enters the market. And I think what you said is also key. Education and like enabling that citizens are able to sort of identify scams by themselves will have to be the final answer, because there's only so much, regulators and other private companies can really do to make people aware. So if we can let everyone be aware and know at least how to identify scams, that will be key for the future. So we've actually now reached the end of our session. But before we conclude, I just wanted to know if anyone has any final words they would like to share. If not, it's okay.
Well, I guess from our perspective, have an open mind and consider our fund as an investment option. I mean, these are we need the people's support so that we can continue to work with the different partners to develop the capital markets. But again, evaluate the risks. Go through the website, do your due diligence. We've been around. We are working with credible partners. We want to work with credible partners. We are engaging with the regulators every single day on different things, and we're here to stay. But the more important thing is we feel very excited to be in the Cambodian market, because I think there is a long runway that this market offers. And with structural trend from having a young population, that is a fantastic roadmap for structural growth. And I again like to iterate that so far it's not without challenges. There's plenty of challenges, but so far we have very like-minded partners that has worked with us and helped us through this process. We can't do it alone. There's no way we can do it alone. But that sense of cooperation has given us a bit more confidence in navigating this road.
Right. Yeah. All right. Thank you so much. I'd like to extend my deepest thanks to all our speakers here today, and thank you so much for giving us your time and for making such valuable contributions to this discussion. We've covered a lot of important topics today related to the Asia-Pacific market and Cambodia's financial landscape, and I think the insights that were provided today have all been very enriching. It's fascinating to see how the dynamics of the Asia-Pacific region are constantly evolving. And I think the expertise that we've heard today has really shed light on all the opportunities, but as well as the challenges that still continue to lie ahead. And from economic trends to investment strategies, I think today we've definitely gained a deeper understanding of how Cambodia fits into this broader picture. So we really appreciate the diverse perspectives that were offered today, which will, I think, undoubtedly help our audience also navigate this very complex and ever-changing environment. So thank you once again for your expertise. Really look forward to continuing this type of conversation in the future as well, raising more awareness. I think that's something we've all shared passion for. And if you have any other further questions in the future or would like to connect with any one of our speakers, please feel free to reach out to Banjaran Asset Management Cambodia, Akleda Securities PLC, or the Securities and Exchange Regulator of Cambodia. And that will be all from us today. Thank you so much for tuning in.
Thank you.
Thank you.